going to be for Capricorn. First card out's unstable. Second is pain. This is the overall theme for October. Void. Okay, I'm feeling like there's a lot of changes going on. A lot of you might be feeling kind of alone in a situation, maybe hiding a lot of pain you're dealing with. Trying to put on that face like everything's okay, and it's really not. I'm trying to see what deck I want to use. I feel like whatever the situation is, a lot of you have been dealing with it for a really long time. Like, this isn't something new. It's been something that's been an issue or a cycle that's been going on for a long time, and you might be at your breaking point where like the sudden breakdown of a lot of things are going to keep happening, or you're going to make the choice to break free from this thing. Getting a lot of you are feeling like you're unappreciated or not being seen for who you really are. Maybe putting a lot of energy and effort into energy outside of yourself. Feeling like you're in a very one-sided situation. A decision from your past has brought in a lot of pain and instability in your life, and I feel like maybe there's a person from your past who's going to help you move or heal through that situation. A lot of you may have said some things that you regret, or like a lot of emotions just came out unexpectedly and caused a lot of emotion, instability, and pain. You might need to like get away, like physically, to another place. Yeah, Temperance came out. I'm using the Trick or Treat, I think it's called. Tarot? Yeah. A lot of you may need to physically remove yourself from a situation and go on like a retreat on your own by yourself to kind of get away and collect yourself from whatever the situation is. Because I'm feeling like whatever it is pretty heavy, and you're needing to like get clear about what it is that you want and the direction you want to move in. This may also be a situation where actually doing that thing may bring a lot of instability in your life, pain. Maybe a lot of you have a fear of being alone, and you're moving into a phase of your life where you might have to do it on your own. Yeah, a choice in love. You got Temperance, the Lovers, the Sun, Knight of Swords. And now I'm feeling like some of you may secretly have a person from your past, or maybe it's something that never even got off the ground, but it's like somebody from your past that like things started with them and never really went any further than that, but they've always been on your mind about like what if. And some of you may be in communication with that person now and are wanting to like plan some sort of getaway where you two can get away and be alone, because I'm feeling like this would bring you a lot of happiness. And this Knight of Swords on the card, he's kind of like sneaking in through the window, and there's all those candles that are like burned down. So I feel like this is something maybe you've been thinking about doing for a really long time, or moving towards for a really long time, and there's something that happens that just something snaps in you or clicks, or like now's the time, because maybe so much time has gone by and you're unhappy, and it's like, what's the point? You just want to be happy, heal, and live the rest of your life doing what that is, no matter what the consequence of that might be. Somebody may be sending you a message that they're celebrating their birthday and they want you to come meet up with them. Maybe you guys sneak away or sneak off, or you end up spending the night together. And this little get together that just started as like, hey, let's meet up and see each other, turns into more than just that. But I think the plan was that all along. Like the intention was there, like I'd really love to meet up with this person, see them or whatever, because I want to, kind of like hoping for the best. They were of like this outcome, but are unsure if that's really what would happen. So it's kind of like you're both on the same page. This could have something to do with the full moon, the lovers on this card here. They're out there dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Two of Wands. Here, it's just funny because it's just like no more thought is what I'm getting from this. Like, we're going to take action with the plan that we've made, and we're no longer going to let like all of these racing thoughts hold us back from what we want, and we're going to move forward into this. And it just feels so not like yourself, like not what you would normally do, but you're gonna do it. It's like you're moving out from your head. I'm sorry if you guys can see that blinking, the light. I don't know why it's been doing that. Hold on. You're gonna be moving out of you're heading into your heart and just doing what makes you happy instead of what is making everybody else happy. It's flickering again. Let's see if that helps. No, still doing it. I feel like a lot of you kind of are worried about like how other people perceive you or what other people think of you, and it holds you back in doing really what you want to do, because there's always that thing in the back of your mind of like, what would everybody else think, or just not wanting to deal with the situation, like wanting to move forward in a situation but not wanting to deal with what everyone else might say about it. And that kind of holds you back because you don't have the energy to kind of deal with that at this time. Ace of Swords. Maybe you're just getting ready to speak your truth about what you've been thinking for a long time, or what you've wanted for a long time. Because I feel like now you're moving into where you may have been overwhelmed with life and things have always seemed hard and you felt alone in it, and even if you had a partner, you felt alone in it with that partner. You're finally at a place where you're ready to move towards your truth, whatever that might be, even though you don't have the energy to deal with like all the bullshit all the bullshit other people might say about the situation. I do feel like you're ready to speak your truth, and if that means there's going to be a bunch of people in your life that have opinions, you're gonna just cut them out of your life. Like, this is my truth, this is what I want. Love me or leave me. Hangman. Something might have shocked you into seeing things in a different way. Like, maybe there was a dream or a wish that you had for a long time about like what you wanted. And maybe you got to that place and you succeeded in that, and now you're realizing, because you have it, it's not really what you want anymore. Like, you're seeing things differently. And what you really want, you've suppressed, and that's no fun either. So you're ready to just move on. This could have something to do with a Pisces. This could be somebody you haven't communicated with in a long time. Like, I'm talking any kind of communication, like texting, anything like that. But you may have been keeping an eye on them. Because in this Hanged Man card, there's a phone there underneath. But he's not touching it. So I'm almost getting like looking but not saying anything, keeping an eye on but not saying anything. And there's these little kids around here like bats, and maybe that somebody involved here has children, or that takes a lot of energy in their life to focus on like their family, their children, their home, providing a stable environment. So they felt like they didn't really have the time or space in their life for that. Maybe now the kids are getting older, so they're realizing like now they have more free time to do what they want. And they're thinking about like, yeah, I think I'm ready for this now. This is really what I want, not all this. But I made a commitment to all that, and I followed through with that. But now I'm ready for this new phase of my life, which maybe for some of you is moving away from like a dynamic of doing what your family feels is best for you, and maybe you've always done that, and now you're going to do what you feel is best for you. We have the Queen of Pentacles out now. Her life just looks like a mess. I don't know if you can see it. There's stuff everywhere. It's like the chaos of life, but at the end of the day, just having a little bit of this energy left to create something new, and wanting to do that with a specific person. Like, you're not gonna waste any more time. It's like having chaos together is better than not having this person in your life. It's almost like having a secret self that like nobody knows about, and maybe one specific person really knew you, really saw you, really like knows who you are. Or you let one specific person in really quickly, really deeply, more than you've ever let anybody else in. and it was so out of character for you, and that always stuck with you. So you've always just kept an eye on this person, even if you are communicating or not. You may have moments where you're like, wow, like I really fucked that up. How do I get like back into this? Or feeling like the opportunity maybe passed you by, but you didn't feel like you were ready or in the place of your life where maybe you could give to that or provide for that. Maybe there's like a dynamic where the age is different. I'm almost getting like older woman who has kids and maybe a younger boy who, and maybe not younger in age, but like seems more immature, mentally immature. So they just felt like it was a lot to take on, even though they maybe really wanted to. Maybe people or friends were in their ear like, oh my God, no, you can't do that. You know, like talking shit, and maybe you really wanted to. And maybe since then, like there's been other people, you've dated other people, seen other people, been in and out of relationships, but this person's just always been in the back of your mind. And nobody really had the same effect on you as this person did. And you're just always wondering like, why? This seems to be a theme I feel like there's a lot of people dealing with. Just like coming to the place where they're recognizing that there's been this one person who's always been on their mind, or that they've regretted not moving forward with. Maybe somebody's planning to like come back and visit the town you live in, and maybe they send the text out like, I'm gonna be in the area, can we have a drink, can we go get some lunch? Or maybe somebody's like plans this in their mind a lot, like I'm gonna do it, and then something just always is holding them back. Like they just don't feel good enough, or they have like their shit together enough, or they pretend like they have their shit together, but really like their life is how this Queen of Pentacles look. Like she's the Queen of Pentacles, but she just looks like, you know, it's chaos all around her. But she's focused on the pentacle. She's doing the work. But see, things will look okay, but really they're not. I'm even getting the sense of like the words might even have been spoken of like, I've never talked this long to someone. Like the example is like maybe you're a texter and this person you actually physically talk to on the phone a lot, and for a long time, and like that's not normally what you do, and then you don't normally actually talk on the phone, and then you did, and then but it was for like a long time. Like time seemed to go by really fast when you talk to this person, and you may even have said that like, I've never talked this long to anybody on the phone who was a stranger, or I've never shared this much with somebody who I just met before. Now we have the Queen of Swords. So yeah, this could be a person who is in a long-term relationship with another person currently, and just has you on the back of their mind. Like they've tried to cut themselves off from their feelings and make logical decisions about life and choices, but they're still just not happy. They have a really strong sense of like loyalty to whatever it is that they struggle with leaving behind. Even though I'm feeling strongly this person is really unhappy, like there's a part of them that just isn't happy, like they feel like something is missing. And it's like they're always trying to remove themselves out of their feelings and be like, no, this is what you gotta do. You just keep moving forward one day at a time, one moment at a time. Like, you ain't got time for this. Or there's just so much going on day to day that they just don't see how it would be possible this seems really like a difficult decision to make, because I'm feeling the sense of like being loyal to what you committed to, but that cuts you off from actually living in your truth, speaking your truth, and moving towards what really makes you happy in life. Like someone's missing their sense of freedom, to make like choices independently. It's like they're always making choices for what's best for everyone else, not themselves. I'm getting an energy too of like a grumpy old man, like someone who's just like always grouchy or grumpy, or comes off extremely cold to people and uncaring, or mean, because they're just so unhappy that their energies come off as like they don't really want to connect with anybody or anything, and just very like like strictly business, like facts. Like they don't even want to have discussions about like feelings and emotions. It's like, and that's almost a sign of them, what they're cutting off from themselves, because they're not even like allowing it in the energy around them. Like, we're not even going to go there. That doesn't matter. Let's stick to the facts. But being in that is also cutting them off from all of this that they're going through, and they're not dealing with their own shit, their own pain, their emotions. So nobody else is allowed to around them be in that. It's like, if I can't, you can't, or you're not allowed because I don't want to go there within myself. Could be dealing with a Libra. Justice is here. This almost feels like, to me, like people who stay in partnerships for financial reasons, or someone who's in a relationship with someone because it's like a trophy wife. They're proud. It almost speaks to like their status, or they want that. They want the money. They want the status. They want that like trophy wife, or they want to be able to provide. Maybe they maybe you see this person as like a person you'd want to show off, and you'd be proud to be with, and you want to make sure that you can give them everything that you feel like they deserve. And in you putting all your energy and attention into focusing on money, or whatever this thing is you feel extremely loyal to, the connection between you and this person, there isn't one. I mean, there's like an energetic connection, but as far as like talking on the regular, you know, it's like all kind of behind the scenes. It's not actually happening. But I feel like now you're in a place for that. Even, it's just like being ready is what I'm getting. Even if you may never feel like you're financially ready. It's like a person who's got, you know, billions of dollars and is still hustling every single day to make more money. Like, they'll just never quit that mentality. That's part of who they are. But they're accepting that they're ready to move forward with that now, even though there's still that thing that's like, it's not enough, I'm not good enough. But that could just be who they are as a person, like never feeling like enough is enough. Then we have the Six of Swords. Maybe just moving away from that mentality is what I feel like has always kept you held back and stuck. So you're not doing that anymore. You're ready to move forward. As scary as that might be, I'm getting an energy that's like so nervous. Like, this might actually be like the scariest thing for you to do. Like, maybe people always come to you, pursue you. And or you just go with what's easy because your energy and attention always goes into this stuff. So like you just take the path of least resistance. So this just feels like super scary to like reach out to this person, move forward, but it's like you're really feeling called to do it, and now you are like feeling ready to do it. It's like all signs are pushing you in this direction. And I feel like it is, because in this card, like the boat is moving. There's the Grim Reaper like showing the way, like this is the way, and it made me feel that terrifying to you. But there's like the fairies are in the boat, and that feels like magical to me. But they're heading towards like the feeling is like this direction, go here, but the door to the mountain, you know, is this mouth here. And they're like, we're gonna do it. And it's just like, who does this? You know, like who gets on this boat and does this? But you are, because I think you're ready. Like you'd rather know you tried than like let the rest of your life go by and not know. Like, 'cause I feel like you already are feeling some regret of wasting a lot of time and energy is what I'm getting into something that you've been extremely loyal to, which has just brought you a lot of pain and suffering and emptiness and feeling alone, and brought a lot of instability into your life. And it's like, this looks real unstable. But there's something magical about it, and I'm gonna move towards that because it's like the little kid curiosity of being curious about something, which maybe you haven't felt that way in a long time. So you're like, this may look crazy and scary, and a lot of people might not understand it, but there's something magical here to me, and I'm going to move towards that because it just keeps pulling me in, and I need to know. And there's the excitement of the curiosity. It's almost like when you go like skydiving, you want to skydive, right? But when you're at the moment where you're about to jump out of the plane, everything in you is like terrified. Like, I can't believe I want to do this. This is terrifying. I'm scared. I could die. What if this, all these what ifs. But then you just do it. You take that leap of faith, and it's like, as soon as you land feet on the ground and everything's fine, you're like, I want to do that again. I want to experience that again. I want to feel that again. I felt so alive. It was so exciting. Like, I'm glad I didn't listen to all this and move towards like what I was feeling. I do feel like whoever this person is that you've been like holding yourself back from or something, they almost have the energy of like, I knew you would be back, or like I don't feel like they're in the dark about it, if that makes sense. Like, almost like they've been waiting for you too, if that makes sense. Somebody may have to get a divorce. Maybe somebody did file for divorce or separation or filed legal papers. I'm just saying this all now, these three cards with each on top of each other. The Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Justice. Somebody could be dealing with actually like a legal situation, or getting out of or getting into a new contract, new partnership, getting out of a partnership. Somebody may be losing a lot of money when doing that, which is what this anxiety is about. Like, they're going to be losing a lot of this, but like, it looks scary, but it's going to be worth it. Like, you're going to be okay on your own. And now that we have out like, and I feel like it feels scary too, because I feel like whoever this person is, that like all this swords energy, like they're not going to make it easy for you. Like, it is going to be a fight. Like, they're not just going to walk away peacefully. It's like almost getting energy like, you're going to pay for this, you're going to pay up. We have the Fool out next, so that's that new beginning. And maybe feeling like a fool, maybe questioning yourself, like, is this the right thing to do? Is I an idiot? Am I an idiot? Am I an idiot for doing this? Because it feels like this very much like was something you maybe said to yourself, like, I'm gonna be committed to this forever because it's what I said I was gonna do. Like, you didn't ever give yourself, like, changing your mind was never on the table. And you just feel so defeated and like a fool and alone. I'm just getting this energy of feeling like you may be surrounded by chaos every single day. It's always something, always chaos, always something you have to deal with. You're never really getting much time to just sit in whatever energy you are, and when you do, you're not happy with how you're feeling and what you're dealing with, and you just feel like an idiot and a fool for putting up with this for so long, or dealing with this for so long, or like when you had the opportunity before it got to where it is now, it feels a lot more like it would have been easier back then. Like, what was I thinking by not allowing myself to change my mind? Because now here I am in this, and I just want to get away. Like, I just want to get away and move towards this person who I feel like you already know. I don't want to get the, it feels like they're waiting for you, but everything in me is like, no, that's not it, you know, like, so it's more of like, they knew this day would come, if that makes sense, or they knew this situation would turn out the way that it was, even though you may have said a million times, like, I'm not going anywhere, it's like, they're like, okay, like, they knew, like, a person can only take so much, but you refuse to see that. So maybe that's like they're waiting. It was kind of like waiting for what they already knew was going to happen, and now it's happening. Like, it's like that I knew that was going to happen. I knew this, we would get here, but like, I told you so. I'm getting a sneakiness here too. Like, somebody, like, coming to terms with the fact that they're ready to move on from a situation, and because I'm feeling like the action is about to happen. Like, it's like somebody's coming to terms with being ready to do the action of ending whatever this is. And while they're getting mentally prepared and emotionally prepared to move forward in this new direction and come to terms with the reality of what that's going to look like, it's like they're playing all the scenarios in their head of what that's going to look like. And I am feeling like a little sneakiness in there, though. Like, this is all going, it's like sharing the plan with somebody, and then this person who you're doing the plan against knows nothing. So it's like you're going towards whoever this new person is, new situation, whatever, and you're explaining to them, like, this is my plan of action, this is what I'm going to do, and preparing them for you moving away, almost like, would you be interested in starting this something new with me? And like, starting it like in a sneaky way, because this person, even though nothing may happen, you're just sharing with them, like, hey, I'm gonna do this. This person still doesn't know, is in the dark of the plan that you're planning, that because it's against them or towards them, or the ending is with them, if that makes sense. And you're like seeing if this person's on board, or you're sneaking by talking to this person and reaching out, like, hey, can we meet up, whatever, sharing the plan with them. Kind of, it almost feels like just seeing if they're on board with whatever, because I feel like it's a very specific situation or person. And I don't know, if they said no to you, would you stay in this? It's almost the energy I'm getting. It's like you so desperately want this to be over, what you're currently in now, and you constantly think about this person, and you want to move towards this person, and you finally get the balls to reach out to this person and be like, hey, can we talk? Can we meet up and talk, or whatever? And it's like you're going to propose your plan to them, like, this is what I'm planning on doing, this is what's been going on in my life, how's your life, this is what's going on in mine, my relationship is coming to an end, I've been dealing with all this, there's so much chaos, I've been so busy, I'm sorry I haven't talked to you, I thought you didn't want to talk to me, I wasn't good enough, all these things. And then it's like, would you be interested? And it's almost like if they said no, you wouldn't move forward with it. That's what I'm feeling. It's like you will only move forward with this plan and this thing you've been thinking about because it's towards a specific person. And if that specific person says to you, no, then you're going to actually go back on everything you said, because you're doing this because you want to move forward with this. And you need to make sure before you put yourself through all of this, if you guys are on the same page. It's like you're almost even preparing for them, like this isn't going to be easy at first. I'm going to have to go through this. There's this. But like, I want to be with you. Let's see. Oh, Two of Swords. It's like not making the decision. Like, it's almost like leaving the decision up to the other person. Like, do you want to be moving away from this energy no matter what because it causes you all of this? Or if this person says no, would you rather really just stay in this? Because it's like, fuck it. If I can't be with you, I might as well stay here, even though you're absolutely miserable. And I think this person, if they say yes or no, whatever, I don't know, is going to be like, if you're so unhappy whether I say yes or no, it's got to be better than staying in that. And they might be trying to say that to you, like, why are you I feel like because they're going to feel the burden of the pressure of, like, you're putting all of your choice onto them, and they're like, well, if this is what you really wanted, you should want it with or without me. And because they're kind of in the energy like, well, do that if that's what you feel like is best, and all the things you just said to me are true. Don't just sit there, take action and do something. Don't just be sitting in the mental war with yourself. Should I, shouldn't I? You're coming to me, asking me, like, should you do this? And I'm like, I don't want the responsibility of changing your whole life. That has to be a you choice. Like, you need to make that decision for yourself to put all this to rest. And that part of your life, whether I'm in it or not. If I end up being in it, great for you, me, whatever. But like that, you shouldn't put that all on me. Almost like if I say no, you stay in this, it's like I'm made the choice to keep you suffering. Like, that needs to be a decision you need to make. Yeah, I feel like this person, Capricorn, is gonna feel like you're playing a little bit of a game, and it's like, do you want to really do this? Or are you just hoping to take a little pause and break from all this chaos? Because you have been holding yourself back from all the excitement and the passion that you feel for this person who you haven't been communicating with. And you just want to dip your toe in, escape a little bit from life, see if they'll accept your offer. It's almost like I'm getting the energy of, like, it's been so hard not to talk to you. I think about you every single day. I've never felt the way that I feel about you towards anyone else. All those things I said in the beginning, but this person very much is like, okay, what do you want me to do with all this stuff you're telling me? Like, if that's how you feel, do you. Make your decisions, make your choices. You chose to not talk to me. How was I supposed to know you think about me every day we don't talk? You didn't share that with me. How was I supposed to know you were holding back all this time? And, it's almost like they prefer you did all this first and then came to them. Because I feel like they're going to pick up on the vibe of, like, okay, nice story, but, like, where's the action? You actually didn't do anything yet. Maybe that's what you're terrified of, but I can clearly see there's a lot of unhappiness here. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. It's like they're looking at it like you're coming in with this measly little offer, like I will give you all of this, but I need to know first. Are you going to accept it? Because if you don't, I'm not going to do it. And it really is confusing the fuck out of this person, because they're like, well, all that she just said to me about how unhappy you are, and you're not going to do it unless this, like, and I'm not doing anything until I see that you're really going to do what you said you're going to do. They might, like, even react in the way that, like, I'm reacting now. Like, it's kind of funny, like, wait, what? This makes no sense. Like, you're a very logical person, and you're coming to me with this, like, nonsensical plan about, like, if everything you're saying is true, like, just do what you said you're gonna do. Like, why are you coming to me with this? I think it might throw you for a loop there. Yeah. Did the death. The death. Here too, like, it's offering something to this girl. And, you know, she's like, oh my goodness. For me? All this for me? But not really, because you didn't really do anything yet. You didn't have the ending yet. You didn't take any action to have this happen. You're not on the other side of it yet. Like, I already did all these things. This is what I'm going to be going through. Will you accept this offer? It's like, so this is my plan. Will you accept it if I do it? It's like you didn't do any of the hard stuff yet. I feel like it's such a defeating feeling for you, and I think you might know this person well enough to know they're like a really strong person. They probably have a lot of fire in their chart and just say what they mean and are blunt, and I think you know that about them, and you're expecting that kind of reaction, which is why you're kind of on the fence. And here would be my advice, like, don't do that, because this person's very much, you know, fiery, and like they take action, they say what they mean, and you're planning, and they're just like, well, if that's what you want to do, just do it. Like, why are you coming to me with a plan? Like, I don't want to be a part of the plan. Do the plan and then come to me and prove to me that you took the action. And until then, like, what's there to really talk about? And I feel like you already know that. So, like, maybe this is just all the shit you're running through in your head. Because I feel like you already are very aware that if that's the outcome or that's what happens, which I feel like would be what's going to happen, you kind of feel like a bummer and defeated, because you would take that as like, they're not going to move forward with me, but the point still stands with what they said. Like, if this is all true, then why, regardless, me on the outside, like, why would you not do what you said you're going to do? Or you just making it all up makes no sense. It's like, it's not a no, but you're going to take it as a no. And you're going to take it as like feeling very defeated, even though I don't think that's the intention of this person. This person's not coming in to say that to you to like burst your bubble. But it's kind of like they're trying to check you back into reality here. Like, talk is cheap, you know? Like, it all sounds nice, but you're coming to me with a bunch of nothing at this moment. And I think you really just want to hear this person say yes, but they're not saying no. They're just saying, like, do something. Almost like you should want to do that. And I feel like I really am needing to stress that to you, because I can feel that this really is going to, like, take a blow to your ego. Almost like I'm getting the energy of, like, I can't get a break. Like, I finally came and offered this person my feelings, you know. I'm a cold-hearted bitch. This takes a lot for me to like tell you how I'm feeling and move forward and come to you with this offer, and this is what you do. But this person's just not like that, and I think you know that, which is why you're stressed out about it. So don't do that, right? Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles. Yeah, they want you to prove it. Like, you're rushing in with this fiery, passionate energy, and they feel like it's a little bit of you're playing a little bit of games. Like, you don't want to sacrifice all this really if the outcome isn't exactly what you want. And this person's like, well, if you're so miserable and unhappy, like, it just doesn't add up. Like, why would you just not move forward with the plan? But you're coming at me with all this passion, and I want you to put forward the effort and energy to do the plan you really said you're going to do. Then it's like, come talk to me. Why does he look like this? This is hilarious. Maybe you just feel like you need to communicate a plan, and I understand that. But because it's the person that you want to move forward with, they just come off to me as a person of action. And it's like, you're coming at me with this offer of love and feeling and emotion. And it feels like a bunch of you just telling me stories and almost like manipulating a little bit, like to get them to feel bad for you, and it's only one side of the story and they don't really know what the other side is, and they're just being cautious because it's like, if you really want to do something, you do it, you know? So it feels manipulative because you're letting them know this is what I want to do, but only if this. Let's see. Some messages. I feel like I'm getting really repetitive now, so I think that's pretty much the point. There's no reason for me to pull more cards. Somebody here is wanting to see action. Even after a long time of you not communicating with them or moving towards them, they're like, okay, cool, you're not really showing me anything. My heart is telling me just do it. This could be in terms of like, just do it as far as like reach out to them, and I'm not saying that like you shouldn't open up and share your feelings. You should, if that's how you feel. Like, I am always for like, what's the point of keeping it to yourself? It's not doing anybody any good. The worst thing that could come from it is you get it off your chest, you say it, and you know, like, this person doesn't feel that way, and you can accept that and move forward. But to keep it in doesn't really serve anybody. So I think you're finally coming to a place of like, I'm gonna do it, but don't do it in a way where it's like feeling like this. Maybe just share your feelings. I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. I do feel like that they felt that way, which was what held them back. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. I do feel like, Capricorn, when I say I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you, I am strongly sensing you didn't do right by somebody, and that you do feel bad for the way you treated them, and your heart is urging you to move towards this person. I can't handle your words right now. I do feel like if this person wasn't accepting of the thing you're saying to them, it's very much, like I said, scaring you, because you just want this person to tell you what you want to hear, and like, what is that? Is it possible to forgive and forget? I'm almost getting the sense of like, you might have made this person feel less than. Maybe you feeling insecure and feeling not good enough, you kind of projected that onto them and made them feel that way. How could you still love me after all that I've done? I'm still haunted by my actions. I still remember the good times we shared. I can't give up on my responsibilities right now. It's really hard for me to open up. I do feel that way. I do feel like you should. I think that would say a lot. even if you don't get the response or reaction you want from this person, I'm strongly getting the sense that you should still come forward with sharing your feelings and emotions, because I do get the energy that this person perceives you as very much like shutting them out. You could have ghosted them, or when you talked, what's my daughter say the word? What my daughter says this all the time. She says they're dry. So like their responses are very like short. It's not open it like to continue a conversation. It's like just an answer. And somebody may have felt like you were trying to not communicate or talk to them or all that. And I think you're fully aware of, maybe you wanted this person to chase you. Maybe you were in your ego and you just thought it was too good to be true, and you're like, I want this person to chase me. And they didn't. And maybe they did reach out a few times, and maybe they did try to like, maybe they even warned you, like, if you do this to me again, I'm not talking to you anymore. If I don't like when you do this, because this person feels very direct to me. I don't like when you do this. If you do this to me again, I'm done. And you might have taken advantage of that, and then they really were done. And you're like, holy shit, they mean what they say. Which is why they're like, if this is what you mean, this is what you're telling me, then why aren't you just doing it? They're not gonna just accept a nice story. I'm trying to think of what I want to say to you. I care too much about what others think right now. Still trying to find myself. Am I good enough for you? I think you are. The issue here is, I don't think there's a wall here where your fears are just so strong, and you may not come across to many people as being like a scared person, but I do feel like because you're always thinking of the plan and, you know, the day-to-day stresses of your life, I do feel like you just have a low self-esteem maybe. But I feel like it's almost like a self-sabotaging where like, because deep down inside, you're just like, how could this person really accept me and love me and think I'm amazing? And they probably said these things to you. So I don't want to get hurt. So I'm going to be a difficult pain in the ass almost, or come across like I don't care when really I do care. Play a part of like, you don't care if you don't talk for a few days. You're not going to be the one to reach out and be like, hey, thinking about you, is everything okay? Like, if that's how it feels stubborn to me. And this person's like, well, if you're that interested, take the action. There's something here about action. Like, the action's not being made, or someone not following through with their words. Like, it's all talk, but no action. And even though, yes, it would be good to share your feelings, because I think that would really mean a lot to this person, because they don't understand this behavior. It's like you want it all or nothing. And I feel like that's kind of unfair for this person, because I do feel like the reason you're having all these feelings and all this stuff is because you already feel like it was unfair to them. So the fair thing that you could do is just share, maybe admit, take some accountability for the way things were, and don't expect it to be all good after that, you know? It's gonna take some action, some effort. And you're gonna have to put your ego aside, and if this is really what you want, you're gonna have to make the effort, regardless of what comes back to you is what you're expecting it to be. Because I do feel like it's almost an entitlement a little bit. Like, if I do this is what I'm expecting back. But it's like, I don't think so. So, for all these things to come out, clearly this person has some understanding of the way that you work. Maybe they have a little more understanding of the way that you work than you have understanding of the way that you work. Maybe they see you for who you really are, and you are just figuring that out. And maybe this is a behavior that you just have done for a really long time, and they're just not falling for it. They're not doing it. It's almost like, I'm not playing your game. Thank you for sharing, but like, and I almost feel like you're already prepared for that. Like, it's like maybe you've done this before. You've gone through this before. So like, maybe do it a little bit different. You know? Think about their side. Don't let it all just be one-sided about what you want at the outcome of this and what your intentions are. Maybe you need to set that aside a little bit for them to have a little doorway to come back into your life, and then slowly, you know, you're open to communicating, talking, building whatever kind of energy up again, and then you just move forward with what you said you were going to do. They're going to see that, they're going to know that, and then it'll start to fill that part of them that feels like, you know, you're not full of shit. I don't know. Listen, I get what I get, and the energy that I fall into is the energy of what's happening. In this situation, I hate to say it, but it feels like you were kind of difficult, you know? And maybe you're putting a lot of blame outside of yourself, but I'm feeling like you were being kind of difficult too, and you maybe paint the story of like, woe is me, poor me, but I'm definitely feeling an energy here too of like, there's a lot of this that you have been the cause of, and maybe it's subconsciously though. And maybe now you're just seeing the role you played in it. But you can't move towards this person as being a victim, is maybe what I'm trying to get at. Because I think they see into you a little more than that, and they're just not going to go for that. Like, don't come to me with this woe is me, poor me victim story. Like, you made a lot of choices in this, and you got to take accountability for that. And I think if you did, that would help out a lot about you just taking responsibility for the part you played in this. And now I'm just getting winded because the solution seems real simple and easy, but I feel like somebody's just really having a hard time grasping the simple, easy solution of this. Like, it feels like it's a lot more chaotic and difficult than it needs to be. But I'm gonna leave it there. I hope that this all works out perfectly, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.